Imagine staring down at 400 innocent faces as you grip the controls in the cockpit, completely wasted. That's the kind of gut-punching, jaw-dropping absurdity that episode 1 of Aka Charlie Sheen starts off with. Right away, you know you're in for a brutally honest roller coaster ride through the messy, glittering, and often tragic life of one of Hollywood's most notorious wild children. This isn't a soft, sanitized celebrity documentary. This is Charlie Sheen, unfiltered. The series is raw, direct, and sometimes uncomfortably candid as Charlie peels back the layers, exposing every scar, every scandal, and every piece of hope he's managed to cling to in a storm-tossed career. From the very start, the tone is brash and confessional. The opening questions are direct and brutal. 6. Are you drunk today? How long have you been sober? It's instantly clear there's nothing off the table. Charlie is sitting across from an interviewer, and the dynamic is electric, like you're witnessing a therapy session live. But the therapist has no intention of going easy on their subject. The questions keep hammering home. Did you ever feel untouchable? Did flying high, literally and figuratively, make you think you could escape consequence? It's intense and, at times, sincerely uncomfortable as Charlie sits with these questions, breathing honesty into each heavy pause. We get pulled into the story as Charlie starts reflecting on his journey, and it's striking how open he is about his past sins and mistakes. You hear him talk about his father's legacy of substance abuse, laying the groundwork for a narrative that's not just about Charlie's self-destruction, but about generational cycles, the impact of family, and how deeply the roots of addiction can wind through a person's life. There's a moment where someone asks, "Was your dad struggling with substances? Did you know that?" And you can hear the pain in Charlie's voice as he admits these were lessons he learned the hard way, sometimes only after it was too late. This episode covers everything from Charlie's meteoric rise in Hollywood, all the way back to winning Best Picture at the absurdly young age of 20, to his most infamous, chaotic falls. He talks about what it was like dancing on the edge of untouchable power, the kind that makes you believe, for a moment, that the rules don't apply. Whether he's talking about starring in movies filled with violence or the wild after parties that followed, there's always a glimpse of that trademark Sheen smirk. The one that says, "You want to judge me? Get in line." It's easy to see how fame, fortune, and the unique perks of his job fed the reckless persona that would one day come crashing down. The documentary doesn't flinch away from the darkest chapters either. Charlie is candid about his battles with crack and how that single substance became the curse he wishes he'd never invited into his life. There's no glossing over these details. He talks about blackouts, waking up with no memory, and the kind of shame and regret that seeps in the following day. The show invites friends and family in to fill the gaps, sharing stories that Charlie sometimes can't remember or chooses to forget. There's one heartbreaking moment where he struggles to recall a particularly destructive night, and a friend gently corrects him, reminding him how things really went down. You get the sense that these people have stuck by him through hell and back, and that their perspective, that mix of exhaustion and hope, is as crucial to the story as Charlie's own words. Throughout these confessions, the documentary asks hard questions about responsibility. Was Charlie's behavior a result of privilege, of always believing he could dodge the consequences? Was there a moment he ever felt truly accountable? The interviewer doesn't let him off the hook, pressing on with questions like, "Did you have a moment with your brother about this?" And, "Do you ever feel like you could get away with anything?" Charlie doesn't shy away from these. If anything, he leans in. He talks about conversations he's had with his brother, moments when family tried to intervene, and the guilt that lingers to this day over some of those ignored warnings. We also see a different, more vulnerable side of Sheen as the show shifts to his family. The interviewer points out that most people don't even know Charlie has children, and the question hangs in the air: what kind of father is he, and how did his public chaos affect his private life? Charlie is sober, 7 years and counting, by his own admission, and it's clear that the road to redemption is ongoing. He's honest about his failings as a parent and seems determined not to repeat the same mistakes. There's a real sense that the documentary isn't just about Sheen's downfall, but about whether or not true transformation is possible for someone who has fallen so far. Amid the confessions and revelations, there's a running theme of Hollywood excess. There's talk about money, how it never seemed to be a problem, how getting paid millions of dollars for a project messed with Charlie's sense of reality, and how that insulated bubble made it so easy to ignore the warning signs. The series also teases at the idea of untold stories, things that never made it to TMZ or the late night news cycle, hinting that there's far more beneath the surface than anyone has ever seen before. One charged moment stands out. The interviewer asks, "Is there going to be anything off limits?" Charlie pauses, and for a split second, his trademark smirk fades. It's a chilling moment of sincerity that sets the tone for the rest of the episode. You're not going to get fluff here. You're going to get the real, ugly, unpolished truth. By the episode's final act, Charlie is left sitting with his choices. The chaos, the burnouts, the betrayals, they're all there on the table, and it's clear he's still wrestling with everything he's done and everything he's lost. But there's also a hopeful thread woven through the darkness. When asked about his sobriety, Charlie sounds both proud and cautious. He knows that 7 years is a blessing, but recovery is a daily fight. He talks about gratitude, about the second chances he's been given, and about wanting to make amends, if not for the world, then at least for his family. In summary, episode 1 of Aka Charlie Sheen is a no-holds-barred look at the man behind the tabloid headlines. It's honest to the point of discomfort, but that's exactly what makes it so compelling. You see every side of Charlie. It's the reckless superstar, the broken addict, the son haunted by his father's legacy, and the recovering man determined to write a different ending. So, what did you guys think of this wild first episode? Drop your thoughts and theories in the comments below. Was there a moment that really shocked you, or made you see Charlie Sheen in a new light? Don't forget to hit that like button if you enjoyed the recap. Share it with your friends who love deep dives into celebrity lives. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss the next breakdown of aka Charlie Sheen. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.